The HMG hanger is an emerger pattern, and it can be tied to represent either a midge or a mayfly. It also can be tied in a variety of colors and sizes. We're going to begin by painting the shank of the hook with a magic marker. As you can see, I have a Sharpie here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to segment the body or the shank of the hook with ultra wire. I normally like to take the tag end off with a pair of pliers. In doing so, I can prevent a tag end from sticking out or a nubbin. And to do this, you have to kind of move the pliers in the direction that the wire is going. Now that we've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to seal in the color and secure the wire to the hook using clear hot melt glue. Take note here that I'm applying the glue using the applicator facing toward me. That allows me to see where the glue is being placed on the hook. If you end up with too much glue on the hook, you can take it off just with the applicator. The next thing I'm going to do is attach my thread. And in this case, I'm using a Vivus 12-aught. Now that we have the thread attached, I'm going to tie in two natural dark colored CDC feathers. And if you notice, I'm going to tie them in about the center of the feathers. And I'm going to do that with a pinch wrap to keep them on top of the hook. I'm going to make several wraps around there. And then what I'm going to do is turn the vise so that the feathers are facing me, and I'm going to make a couple, three or more post wraps. This will hold the CDC in an upright position, and then what I'll do is I'll make a couple more wraps around the front to secure the thread and prevent it from unraveling. There, now we have the CDC in the upright position. We can further adjust that just by pulling on the CDC, and we'll make one or two more wraps around that, and again come back and a wrap or two around the front of those. At this point, what we'll do is we're going to clip that CDC to imitate the wings. Now the length of the CDC is going to be determined by the size of the hook. At this point, we no longer need the thread, so I'm going to do a whip finish. using my scissors to guide the loop to a position where I want it. I'll do a second whip finish. And remove the thread. At this point, what I want to do now is I'm going to add a little super glue to the thread. It'll hold it in place, and also it will secure the thread. Give that a few seconds to set up. And what I'll do in the meantime, if you notice there is a little errant CDC underneath it, I'll burn it off with the applicator. Now with the CDC set up, I will add some hot melt glue, in this case black. If you notice, I've added the glue over top of the thread, and I've created somewhat of a thorax in that area. And there you have the HMG hanger. This fly will hang in the water by the CDC, and the body will be suspended slightly underneath the surface, which imitates a bug or a mayfly or a midge coming to the surface and drying its wings.